we give you Louis Tomlinson. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Come on in here.
Nice to see you. Hello, everyone. Lots of hellos.
Sit down.
I'll sit down.
I'm so glad you're. Isn't it great to be in radio? You don't have to take a bath.
I was just saying, honestly, radio's the best. Radio is the best.
We can just sit here and look like this.
But you look real. I don't need the headphones. No.
Screw the headphones.
Louis,
yeah, I love it.
You look amazing. You're wearing a full suit, a top hat with a cane. No one can see it. But
absolutely.
You look incredible.
Thank you.
Thank you. Member of royalty.
Yeah. I thought I'd make an effort today. Yeah.
Hey, as you know, Bebe Rexha, by the way, is a very dear friend of ours. Mm-hmm. She grew up listening to the show over on Staten Island. And when I first heard the single you're doing with Bebe, Back to You, I'm like, wow, this is a great song. And I love that. She actually opens the song. She introduces the song. And you come in and kind of just like sweep it up. And the two of you together is just pretty incredible. Congratulations on a great single.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I think, Bebe's great. I actually had the song now for quite a few months, actually.
Did you write this?
Yeah, I wrote it with Nick from Digital Farm Animals, who's also one of the collaborators. And we realised that to really drive the emotion home, it'd be great to have a female on the track. And then I think someone from the label sent it to Bebe, and obviously her vocal's just undeniable. She's so good. Yeah.
She's fun, too.
We love her.
Yeah, great energy.
She's a party.
Great girl. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's a little wacky.
Remember last time she was here, I said, "Oh, Bebe, I love your hair." And what was her answer? "This is a wig because I did so much damage to my hair. It's all falling out."
Yeah.
She's so honest.
Keeping it real.
She tells it
real.
But that's what music should be about, keeping it real.
Absolutely, definitely.
You know what? Years and years ago, you would hear an artist's song, and they'd be singing a love song, and you never really knew if they meant what they were singing. Now, I can listen to your music, I can listen to Bebe's music, anyone's music, and I pretty much know I'm getting the truth. And that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we deserve as your fans, don't you believe?
Yeah, I mean, when I go into songwriting, there sometimes, especially when we're kind of looking for a single, sometimes some of the writers are kind of writing in that vein where it feels a little fairy tale and it feels not really that believable. And for me, yeah, it's all about honesty and being as real as possible. Yeah.
Can you be too real though? Do you ever think of a song idea and you want to write it and you're like, I can't tell people about that. This is a secret, private part of my life. What am I doing?
No, I don't think you can be too honest. I mean, 'cause there's always ways that you can kind of say things without saying it specific to the point,
But if someone were to come up to you and go, "This song's about me, isn't it?" Would you tell them it is, or would you deny it?
I think once you hear this stuff on the rest of the album, you'll know what's about that. You'll know which songs are about the fans. You'll know which songs are about my girlfriend, etc., etc. I think because I like to write. I know my music is never going to sound anything like this, but because I'm a northerner, right, so from England, north of England, grew up with bands like Arctic Monkeys and Oasis. Now, obviously, my music's not going to sound like that, but I've been taking a lot of lyrical reference because they talk so matter-of-fact and to the point, and it's not glossed up, and it's not like, glitz and the glam. It's very real and honest, so I've been taking inspiration from that.
Well, let's talk about Oasis. I mean, one of my favorite bands of all time. These brothers, we had them in here when they were actually nice to each other.
Amazing,
before you were born, I think.
Yeah.
We would watch them fight. They would fight in front of us, but there was this honesty with the bloodshed. But what's the Oasis documentary that's out?
Oh, how good is it?
Have you seen it
yet?
Yeah,
Supersonic. Yeah. Oh, I'm like, I've seen it like 3 times.
You know what's there? You go.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to see artists, musicians, putting their lives on video so we can all witness it. We all get a backstage pass into your life. And Louis, I know you've gone through a lot of things. You've gone through personal loss. You've gone through the breakup of this band, which is a worldwide phenomenon. And now you're doing this. You're doing Louis. Is there a camera somewhere? Are you wanting to capture this? Because there is some magic going on with your life and your career.
Yeah, I mean,
because you didn't bring any cameras with you.
I didn't actually. I did. I had someone following for the UK trip actually, but stuff like that. Do you know what? Honestly, I feel like I kind of made a decision about 9 months ago where I said, "Yeah, okay, I'll try this solo thing and I'll do a song with Steve." And there's little things like that, like bringing a camera around. Of course, this is good footage, but honestly, I feel like I'm just taking each day as it comes. Little things like that I need to remind myself. Of course, got to capture stuff like that. Definitely.
Wow.
Does it change for you, though, a little bit? Like, if you were to have a camera in the room recording the creative process as you write a song. Is your song going to turn out differently because you know you're being watched?
No, I don't think so. I think once we were lucky, we came off a TV show where there was cameras in our face all day, every day. So we kind of learned how to ignore them to a certain degree. And especially when, someone's on your team and they're filming like a behind the scenes or whatever, you just got to keep it as natural as possible because that's what the fans want to see. They don't want to see you become all of a sudden the best writer in the world just because a camera's there,
Well, I think I want to see you acting as if there's no camera around. It's kind of weird.
That's like now, isn't it?
Well,
I'm pretty laid back.
Turn these cameras off.
Yeah,
Turn it
you
off.
see? Look at all this.
I want the real you. But you know what? Bethany brought up a good point. Songwriting. I know that you love writing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I was told you're writing for other artists as well, but we can't talk about who they are. Then I was also told that you're really learning to get into the guitar. I said, well, did he bring a guitar? No. Okay, so eventually, when a song is going to come out from another artist that you wrote, I want to hear about it. And eventually, when you hit the guitar, I want you to get back in here and play the guitar.
Can you say, okay, so the artists that you're writing songs for, can you say what those artists' names rhyme with?
Oh, don't even start this. Don't even.
Can you rhyme their name?
No, I can't. Well, maybe I could. No, I can't.
Well, wait a minute.
No, let's just say it's a big dance act. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do they come to you, or do you go to them and say, "I have something for you"?
They actually came to me on this one. Well, it was a song that I'd written maybe with two other writers like 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
Actually, a song that was really personal to me, and I've always been a big fan of the song. So yeah, it's nice.
So wait a minute. In the songwriting world, it's not like going to the grocery store or he's going and checking out.
Not exactly. No.
Okay, Louis, I need for you to write me a song. Okay, and you say, well, okay, I need a deposit. Well, no, I'm not going to give you a deposit to write a song. When you write a song and I like it, then I'll buy the song from you. Not until then. I can't say design a dress for my prom.
Yeah.
And then you show up and it's this trash can. I'm not going to pay for this crap. So we don't know how the songwriting world works. Is there actually like a checkout lane? I mean, how does this work?
I think it's also important when you go into a session that you try and let things happen as organic as possible. You can't go into a session and say, today I want to write a really slow ballad that hopefully sounds like a single, because you've got no chance. You're better off if you just kind of have a thing that you want to talk about and let it just happen organically in the room, because I feel like if you go searching for something, especially with a song, that's just the time where you kind of get writer's block and hours and hours are going by because you're thinking too specific, where you've got to kind of just let the process kind of take over you, I suppose.
Well, I'm thinking the best time to write a song for someone is while you're in the studio with them and you actually have an idea.
Oh, yes. Oh, definitely.
And then
in an ideal world. Yeah.
And then they actually record it right there and you just wrote it and then you give them a check and say, "Here, pay this." No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, well, I mean, actually, this song that I originally wrote was maybe just at the end of the last album for One Direction, so it actually was pitched for that album. So it's kind of cool, but it's still gonna get used.
I got to tell you, you are the last from One Direction to pass through our doors with solo music. And I'm not going to ask if that was a choreographed thing, if that was done on purpose, or if this is just how the music fell out and you're the last one in. But Niall, when Niall came in and he performed for us, it was great. Next time you're in, you must perform.
Okay. I feel the pressure now.
It'll be fantastic.
So he did there. Nice.
Bring your guitar. But he actually says you do a spot-on impersonation of him.
Do you know what, actually? This is music to my ears because I spent 5 years imitating Niall's Irish accent and not once did he give me props for it. He always used to say, here you go. He would say, "Oh, Tomo, you're not that good at that Irish accent." And I think I'm not that bad.
That was great.
I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. Not too bad.
That was awesome.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
It's the ultimate.
All in the day's work.
It's all in it's total props. Like if
Niall.
you really admire someone, you can sound like them.
Yeah, it's Niall.
Well, by the way, if you're just turning us on, Louis Tomlinson's here. His new single, Back to You, featuring, of course, our buddy Bebe Rexha. It's available now. We'll play it for you. Just record it. Don't pay for it.
No.
Don't order it. This guy doesn't need your cash. So, okay, on the road, talking about this song and in all future endeavors, what are you learning out there on the road on your own? The good, the bad? Are there any things you're loving about life being Louis right now?
I think honestly, everything is like a learning process for me at the moment because, of course, we've done a heck of a lot with One Direction, but everything feels different now. You know what I mean? It really does. Like even an interview, for example, when there was 4 or 5 of us in an interview, you could all essentially, not deliberately, but you could all essentially play a little bit of a role, and my role would often be to kind of stop it from being so serious and throw a joke in every now and then. Now, I can't spend all interviews doing that now, otherwise people just think I'm an idiot, you know what I mean? So all these things that are kind of new to me that feel like I'm learning on the job a bit, but it makes it exciting,
But Louis, on the other hand, what is it you learned from that experience with the guys that you really are so happy you have that on board?
So much. I think from traveling the world and meeting a lot of different people from different backgrounds, it just gives you really good perspective over everything, really. And I just feel like naturally I often kept my friends from where I'm from in Doncaster. I brought them out on tour a lot, and that was very important for me because obviously I have this thing, you can't be, as a celebrity, you can't surround yourself with other celebrities all the time because, of course, then you're going to believe the hype. But I get these things from when I'm with my friends from back home. Maybe one of my friends is struggling on his standard job and maybe he's just lost his job. And it keeps me in touch with real life, you know what I mean? And it's so easy to lose that in my position. But I think it's so fundamentally important to keep your head screwed on, you know what I mean?
But you also took Bebe Rexha back to your hometown.
Which is cool, yeah. It's pretty rough where I'm from, by the way.
She's from Staten Island, man. Staten Island.
Okay,
there's a lot to be learned on the streets of Staten Island. So you took Bebe Rexha to your hometown, and how did that work out? Like, what was the headline from that visit with her? You must have loved showing her around so she could see that perspective of your life.
Yeah, it was really nice. I think it was like, because all the locations we chose obviously looked really cool as well, it was like a glorified version of my hometown. So I think she got a little bit of the good side of it, which was nice. And yeah, I think it was just also nice for me to show the fans different places I used to hang out as a kid, because honestly, I spent my life talking about how much I love Doncaster, where I'm from, but now they can actually, instead of just hearing the word, they can actually associate with some images, I suppose. So
I can't wait to talk to Bebe and see if she had a good time.
I would
She's
really.
going to go, oh God, it was the worst day of my life.
That would be funny.
I don't think she'll do that.
I've mentioned a couple of times. She did ask for her manager did come in and ask for sushi at lunchtime, which is honestly, unfortunately, is a bit naive because where I'm from, honestly, 50 miles minimum to find sushi.
No,
That's not the sushi you want to
We don't want to push
No.
sushi. Well, so okay, but now you go into a studio, Louis.
We got to the soft voice now.
You go into the studio, and it's just you and the microphone, and you sing.
Yes.
You sing your heart out. Then you go listen to yourself and you hear your voice. What's the feeling you get now when you hear just you?
I feel like, you know how most people, if you record them on the phone, they don't like the sound of their voice coming back. I feel like I do like the sound of my voice, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So as I'm listening to stuff, I can just hear everything. I'm thinking, okay, I want to do that again. I want to do that again. So that in particular, I am a bit of a perfectionist there.
Wow. So have you ever heard a track of yours being played back, just you, solo you, and you actually think to yourself, wow, this is pretty good. I think I sound really great here. Do you recall ever getting to that moment?
Yeah, there are a couple of times that I mean, honestly,
you got to find more of those moments.
I'm not the type of guy to be, playing it to people and go, "Hey, look how great I sound here."
I'm talking about just you.
But I've had a couple of those moments, and especially for me, I suppose I get more pride out of writing a great song and listening and sitting to it, and if I've really said everything that I wanted to say going into that session, which is actually a hard thing. You often go in with an idea and it kind of turns somewhere else, but if you do exactly what you set out to do, I mean, that's the most fulfilling feeling, and that's when I feel a real sense of pride.
So we're about to play Back to You, and as it starts, Bebe Rexha is singing the words that you wrote, right? And she has kind of a playful, fun thing in her voice. And then you're like, well, where's Louis? And then just when you're like, I don't think Louis on this, here he comes. And you sound awesome in this.
Thank you.
We're going to play it now. It's available now. Louis, you always have a home with us whenever you want to come back.
Thank you.
And bring your guitar.
I'll try. I mean, I'm still like 2 years away from being any good.
No!
Hey?
Wait, when's the last time you picked up the guitar?
About a week ago.
Let me see your fingers. Do you have the calluses on your fingers?
Not really.
Oh, please.
Amateur, right?
You can milk a cow with those fingers. They're so soft. No, you got to have crazy calluses on there.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Come on, be a Gallagher. Let's do it.
Okay, let's
All
do
right.
it.
So listen to the words because they are written by, and listen to the voice that will come in after our good friend Bebe Rexha. This is Louis Tomlinson, and back to you. Thanks for coming in,
Thank
Louis.
you for having me. Thank you.